The Hangout. Jermaine Ray Anthony live. Always in the studio. With me is the Re-Animator.
See what I'm saying? The hate. It already starts. Get it correct. The Re-Educator, baby.
All right, well.
The Re-Educator, the Almighty. Dante Moore here once again, training the feeble-minded.
What are you all, man?
As always.
Hey, thanks a lot for all the people who sent messages to the website and had questions and comments about the show. Appreciate it. We're all on a new website right now. Things are looking pretty good for us at the moment. So let's keep the listening going. You know, make sure y'all tell, your friends and keep listening to the podcast, man. We appreciate it. Appreciate the love. There is no us without you. Just remember that.
Really? You know what I'm saying? Really?
Yeah, really, man.
Yeah. So what's been going on, man? What's happening?
Nothing been going on, man. I actually, I went bowling last week, man.
Oh, that's fabulous.
Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna be doing that no more.
Nobody wants to hear about your bowling, man.
That's what I'm saying.
Come on.
It's an experience, man.
Oh, Jesus.
It was a real trying experience for me, man.
Yeah,
I don't think I'm ever doing that again. I don't like doing activities if you don't break a sweat. You know what I'm saying? It's just.
That makes absolutely no sense at all.
It's no interest of me at all if you ain't sweating. Yeah, that means you're not working if you ain't sweating. You know what I'm saying?
That makes no sense. All right, man. What's popping, man?
What's popping with you? I always say what I did. What you do?
Man, I'm chilling. I'm relaxing, man. I'm relaxing. That's what I'm doing.
What you do last week? Nothing?
Nothing at all. I just sat in the house and just watched the wall.
I can believe it, man. I sat in the house and watched Green Flower.
You know what I'm saying? It's called Greenleaf, and the show is actually getting better.
Yeah.
You know, the shit last week, man, they always leave you in suspense, man. So the shit was pretty good. I saw the joint, but yeah, some other shows out there and shit. They canceled fucking Luke Cage and other shit, so it's hard to find.
You been watching the Teen
black
Titans
programming,
show?
huh?
You seen Teen Titans show? The new one?
Is it black?
Is it black? What the fuck are you talking about?
Is it black?
Is what black?
Is the show?
Are the Teen Titans black?
Black people. I don't know who the fuck the Teen Titans is. Who the fuck are the Teen Titans?
Robin's group, man.
Who?
Robin's crew.
Who the hell is Robin?
Batman and Rob.
Oh
Get
my
the
God!
fuck
Come
out
on,
of
man. No.
Jesus Christ.
No, man. No, I have not seen it or ever heard of it. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even know it existed. Come on, man.
What the fuck is wrong with you, man? Yeah, well, that's on. It's been on. It's pretty good.
Oh, okay. All right, yeah.
Damn. What about Arrow?
Talk to Phil the Board about that. Nah, you know what? I stopped watching all that shit, like the Flash and all. It's not comic book style. It's soft.
How's it not comic book style?
It's not following the story. I don't know what they doing in that joint.
On the Flash?
Yeah. I don't know what they doing in that shit. So
I don't know what they're doing on it either.
Yeah, so I stopped watching it, man. And I damn sure not gonna watch Arrow.
Yeah, I was never out. Yeah. But the big show coming on this weekend is Rick Grimes from Walking Dead is supposed to be making his exit this weekend. So that's
finally,
that's going to be pretty trying for the serious Walking Dead fans.
Oh, okay, good, yeah.
Yeah, he's supposed to be making his exit.
Yeah, I think Shane or Sean or whatever I think he was a better leader anyway.
Shane, and he hasn't been on there since season 2.
Exactly, but he was a good leader.
No, he wasn't.
Yeah.
He was crazy.
Nah, everybody was alive when he was leading.
Nah, I mean, that was the very beginning, so
they was alive.
Stable.
You know what I'm saying? They had a farm. They was planting crops, living good.
They didn't have a farm when
they had the farm, dog.
No, that was after Rick came back.
No, when Rick came, they was at the farm.
No, they were in the hills in the woods somewhere. They were not at the farm.
They were at the farm when he came.
They were at the farm after Rick came because his son got shot.
Just watch it again.
You watch it again. I know the story, damn it.
At the farm when he came and shit. And that's when he was banging his wife, and then Rick got jealous.
He was smashing off his wife, but that was not the same thing. No, it wasn't.
I mean, can you really blame somebody? It's a zombie apocalypse. Come on, man. I'm not going to really
blame somebody for smashing somebody's wife
when he thought he was dead in the zombie apocalypse. Come on, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty much.
I give you a pass on that one.
It's pretty much.
If there was a zombie apocalypse, wife smashing, I don't think would be a problem. I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Smash who you want. It's the fucking zombie apocalypse, man. It's over. All protocols is thrown out the door. You know. with that
I
shit.
mean, you do got a good point there. It's survival of the fittest, and you just gotta get it in.
Yeah, I mean, come on, man. That shit is crazy.
I'm still not gonna smash nobody's wife though.
Oh, okay, that's good. That's good for you, man. I don't know how y'all gonna repopulate the earth and shit.
What earth? This shit gonna be gone.
No, it's not.
Dude, you're not gonna kill all them zombies, man.
What you mean kill them? They gonna die off eventually.
How? No, they're not.
They're just gonna rot.
Dead.
They're just gonna rot, man.
Nah.
Yeah, they can't live forever. The body is still a thing.
You can't live forever even if you don't have no food or water to survive.
Dog, all he was doing was planting crops and doing their thing, man.
It was not just planting crops and doing. Nah,
they go and get some fresh water, man.
Nah, dude. From where?
From
because
the
the
stream.
delivery truck is not coming anymore.
From the stream where fresh water is, the same
that
place the
nasty
delivery
water
truck get it
zombies
from.
all laying all in it, getting it all contaminated.
Hey,
nah,
you
bro.
gotta do what you gotta do, man.
No,
It's the new,
absolutely not.
it's the new zombie millennium.
No, it's not the zombie millennium. More zombies.
You gotta drink zombie water to live. That's what you gotta do, man.
You're gonna turn into one. So there you go.
Some protocols. Nah, you're not gonna turn like that. You gotta get like bit or something.
No, that's not true. You drink some of their blood, you can turn.
No, I don't think so.
Yes, you can.
Nah, because it's been times where I seen that they've been wounded and like on the hands and all that other shit, and they cut a zombie and they don't turn, man.
No, that's not true.
Yeah, that's exactly true.
No, that's not true. No.
Oh my god.
No, if you drink zombie blood, you probably gonna turn.
I mean, but why you? First of all, why you like actually drinking it?
If you don't know,
What you mean you don't?
if you don't know you drinking it, how would you possibly? If you can get a drop of blood and mix it in with a bottle of water, your turn.
It's not a drop of blood. No, I don't believe that at all.
A quarter blood technique.
Nah, man. I seen zombies get like they was like decaying or whatever, and people would all the decay would fall in their face and all that. They don't turn, man. You know.
They don't?
Nah.
I think they do.
I seen that on several occasions when a zombie was over top of somebody. They was trying to kill it. Zombie was basically just falling apart. Motherfucker just came off all in his face and all that type of shit, man. You know what I mean? He ain't turned, man. So that means he got in his eyes and all that type of shit.
I don't know about that.
Yeah.
I gotta check the reference on that one, dude.
Just watch Walking Dead, though.
I do watch it.
Be
I've
alright.
been a fan since season 2 when I had it, or 3.
Look,
Yeah,
you
three.
ain't even see how it started.
Yes, I did.
You know what I'm saying? You don't even
Yes,
know
I
how
did.
it started.
That's it. I can watch it anytime on Fire Stick. Anyway, but yeah, so Rick Grimes making his exit tonight. Shout out to Rick Grimes. You know, show's gonna miss you, bruh.
Rest in peace.
I don't think he's gonna die. I think he's gonna. From what I read, I don't think he's gonna die. I think he's gonna get something's gonna happen to him, and someone gonna rescue him and take him away, or something like that.
Oh, okay.
So we'll see. I don't
Yeah,
know.
as long as he away, let somebody else lead that shit because your
Ooh.
leadership
There's no one
skills.
else left.
Yeah. What's the chick name?
What chick?
The sword chick.
Oh, Michonne. What about her?
Michonne could be a good leader. You know, she could take over and pretty much that's probably what's gonna happen. She's gonna have to take over in Rick's
She
spot.
ain't gonna have a choice now.
You know.
So we'll see what happens. Keep it, you know.
And what's the dude name? Daryl. That's the dude right there.
Oh, the bow and arrow.
Yeah, Daryl. That's the dude. Because they was like when
Daryl be.
when they was like, yeah, we need to go see Neek, and Daryl was like, okay. He was ready to get rid of that motherfucker, boy.
Yeah, Negan is.
I don't know why they
shit.
kept that dude alive. man.
I don't either. I would have.
I don't even understand that nonsense.
I'd have cut his head off.
You know,
You killed your boy right in front of you. Come on, with a bat.
a couple of boys.
Yeah, it's time to go.
You know,
Exit plan for him.
should have been a done deal, man.
Anyway, man. So during our last cast, we had a question from the viewers, listeners, I might add. And what was her question? She had a question for me.
Yeah, the question was,
Hold on, let me see. I'm trying to find the question.
what was it? How do you stay married for 10 years plus?
How do you stay married for 10 years plus? Is she currently in a relationship?
Like, what's the secret?
Do you have you know her name and where she from? Something?
I know all of that.
Okay, well, what's her name? Where's she from?
Why would we do
I can
that?
address her.
No. Oh, you know, she's probably gonna be listening to the next show, so you could just address her like this. But I don't know her current relationship situation, but you know, that's the question she had on the table.
Oh, okay. You don't know currently where her relationship situation
Status
is, but she's asking the question about how do you stay married.
Right. I do know she's not married. I know that.
Well, don't you think she has to get married first before I need to answer this question?
Why would you think somebody needs to be married for them to ask you a question about marriage?
I'm just saying.
What are you just saying?
She might be struggling with it or something. I
What you
don't
just
know.
said? Yeah, it's a question on the table from a caller, from a listener. So, there you
All right,
go.
so how do you stay married for 10 years plus
Mhm.
in a relationship? First and foremost, you just gotta have two people that's on the same page. You gotta have people that's willing to compromise. You know, those are like the most important things as far as a relationship is concerned. You know, you gotta have love and respect, of course, but just making sure the two people got the same agendas and the same ideas and able to agree on things. And you're gonna have days where you don't agree and one person feels one way, the other person feels another way, but you just gotta be able to compromise and be willing to work together. It's not easy by far, but you just gotta be able to, be able to hold each other accountable for everyday life. Shit is not easy at all, man. But you just gotta make it work. Two people, you really want to make it work. Two people, you can't.
But
That's all
why
I
you
got.
why you got to make things work, and why do you have
Because
to compromise?
life is hard enough, and being able to walk that journey with someone is, doesn't always, make things simple because it's not, but you just gotta be able to, stay on a positive path, within each other and grow together. And, once you get to that point where y'all doing good, shit gets easier, but, just, you just make it work. You do. You're going to have rough times. You're going to have those times where you ready to call it quits. You just got to be able to, overcome it and just work together. If both people are willing to work together, that's the first thing. You got to have both people that's willing to work together and willing to work it out. If you got one person going one way and one person going another way, then it's going to be jacked up. So, all right, enough of that.
Sounds terrible.
Of course it sounds terrible to your ass.
It sounds terrible.
Of course it sounds terrible.
You gotta
to
work
yours.
out everything, compromise on everything. Why can't it just be something that this is how it is and this is how it's going to be? Somebody put their foot down and we moving in this direction and that's it.
So which one of y'all go put their foot down, you or her?
It's always going to be the man.
Yeah, well, that's not going to work.
Nah,
Are you
that's-
currently married right now?
No, and I will not be getting
see
married
what?
anytime soon.
You mean never?
And probably never. You know what I'm saying? That's not a goal of mine.
It's. I don't really think it's a goal of any man. It just happens.
No, it just doesn't happen.
I don't think any
You
man
just tripped up and got married.
I don't think any man
fell down and got
I don't
married.
think no man gets to a certain age. It was like, oh, I got to get married now. Nah, dude. Nah, it doesn't work that way with men. Women, yes. Men, no.
Oh, so they get bamboozled into it? Is that what it is?
I don't think they get bamboozled. They just come
Tricked.
to realize within themselves that they ready for that period in their life. It's just about life.
Or maybe you just said they wasn't ready.
Who?
You just said men never get to a point.
I said men don't get to the point where they be like, oh, I want to get married today. Nah, they don't get. They have to walk that journey first, man. They gotta take
What
that
journey? Journey of being forced?
No, a journey of being mentally and emotionally within themselves ready. You know what I'm saying? Once they get to that point, they met the right woman for them, and like, this is the person I really want to be with, and then they ready to make that next step. Period.
It sounds like a contradiction, man. You
It ain't
can't.
a
It can't be one way and the other. You're saying that men are never reach that point where they want to get married. Then
I
you said
said
once
they
you reach the
need-
point,
I said they need to once they get to the point where they're ready for marriage, then they make that they take that step. That's what I said.
yeah, I don't agree.
Of course, you don't agree.
I don't agree about anything like
Jacko.
that. You know, you know what I'm saying. I don't think a relationship should be hard. I don't think you should have to work at it. I think it should be like a lock and key. Both people should be in lockstep.
Who's under lock and
You know
key?
what I'm
What are you talking about?
saying? You know how you have a lock for a door,
Yeah.
and then you have a key,
Yeah, what does
and
that
you
mean?
put the key in, and it opens the door.
Yeah.
You don't have to work. You don't have to turn it. You don't have to fiddle with it. You don't have to push it up and down. It just goes in and it turns. Lock and key. That's the analogy. It should work that easy. It shouldn't
No,
be
it's not
something
that
that you have to fucking be a fucking locksmith
It's never gonna be that easy.
in a marriage to do it.
It's never
I
gonna be
just
that
think
easy
that's just
because
too much effort.
It's never gonna be that easy because things around you, things that you deal with in everyday life, don't make it that easy. whether it's work, whether it's kids, whether it's bills, whether it's the house, cars. It just depends what it is. You know what I'm saying?
But all
It
of that
really
stuff
does.
that you just said, except the kids, sound like material things. What does that
It's
have to
not.
do with the
It's
marriage?
not. Bills is not material. That's everyday life.
Yeah, but that's outside of marriage.
I mean, but again, like I said, you can have two people in a good marriage. That doesn't necessarily mean they being honest with each other and letting each other know what's going on, because it doesn't always happen. So like I said, that's part of being on the same page. If you know that person, you and that person are on the same page every day, and y'all trying to accomplish things the same every day, then it makes it easier. But if you think that you on the same page and you have no idea what what page is your partner's on, then it's going to be issues. It's just that simple. I know stories. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to say, but yeah, they people got their own agenda
Oh,
sometimes.
I don't want to
what they
say. I
want.
thought you was an open book.
Yeah, open book for who?
You said you was an open book on the show. You said ain't nothing
Hey,
is
look,
off limits.
I'm just saying, it's just, stuff that I've heard in recent months and years has been like, wow, you just don't. I mean, just at the same time, you just gotta know the person.
Put
You
it
gotta
this
know
way.
the person you marrying, who they are, and what they're capable of.
For me, it
And a
sounds
lot
like
of
we're saying the
times-
same
A lot
things.
of times, people don't do that.
It sounds like we're saying the same things, man. You said they have to move in the same direction and be on the same agenda, and I'm saying it needs to
No,
work like a
you-
lock and key.
No,
that's
you
what-
said
that's the
you
same
said
exact
it's,
thing.
It's two people. I do, and I say you do. That's what you said. I didn't say that.
No, those words didn't come out my mouth.
What was that you said?
No, I say you do. What I said is sometimes it's going to be in a relationship or in a marriage where somebody's going to have to put their foot down and saying we're moving in this direction. This is where we're going, and it shouldn't be a point where somebody just for spite and maybe don't even have the knowledge of the direction that you're supposed to move in, don't want to go in that direction because they just don't want to either follow, be beside you, or do what you want to do to achieve your goal, man. That's just making a relationship sour.
People do
and
shit
fucked
for
up.
spite all the time. Like I said,
Yeah, but that's not a good relationship or marriage if you're gonna be in
You're absolutely right.
being something
But-
that someone does for spite.
You're right, and people don't see that from the other person until after the marriage is already complete, and that's the bad part.
Yeah, that's insane.
Unfortunately,
That's why
it's a lot of
divorce
give
is
and take,
available.
push and pull, man. Like I said, being on the same page and having the same understanding that this is what's going to happen, then fine. Case in point. I was watching this reality show one time.
Thought you said
And-
reality shows weren't real.
They not, and but
what I'm
it was just a good. It's just a good topic. This dude,
Same
I can't
thing
remember,
I'll be saying.
I can't remember the name of the joint, but this dude gave his girl like $25,000 for his son. $25,000. I'm not sure if he owed her the money. I'm not sure what the situation was, why he gave her that much. But he was like, "Hey, this is $25,000 for you, and this is for. I mean, not for you, but just for our son. You do make sure he's good, taken care of. You got
Right.
everything he need, et cetera, et cetera." This heifer takes the money and opens up a goddamn store.
Was it successful?
What, the store?
Yeah.
Probably not. But the point is, where is like, and they were married, and I think they were married, and I'm like, where is the understanding? Like, I know you, I can give you this money, and I know you're gonna do the right thing with it by what I'm telling you. I need to be done. What needs to be done?
They're both married, okay, and he gave his wife 25 G's for her son by some other dude, or
No,
their
it's
son
his
together.
son.
So why did he give it to her in her hand
I don't know.
or in her account?
I don't know.
And for
What
one,
did
I don't really think that's a bad move.
What's
You know what I'm saying?
not a bad move
For her to open up a business,
What are you? Why not, dude?
because that 25 G's could be multiplied, man.
But it's for their son. It's not for her to open up a store. It's for their son.
I understand, but I really don't think that's necessarily that bad of a move if she would have explained it to me afterwards. Like, if she would have said, like, oh, I open up this store, I think this will be a good business investment. This 25,000 can get us, 50, 100,000 if the store is successful. That's something else.
So what if the store doesn't make it? Does she open up?
Then
What if it goes out of business
that
in
was
2 months?
that was a fucked up decision.
Yeah.
But if she opened up a business and that shit works, that was a great fucking move on her part. You know what I'm saying? And it works
No.
best for both of y'all.
No, I don't know what
You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, the whole trio, all three of y'all, the husband, the wife, and the son.
No,
Because the
I
son
disagree.
is going to benefit from the store, and so is the husband and the wife.
I disagree.
Yeah, because it's like, okay, I gave you 25 G's for one purpose, and you used it for something else. I thought you was going to say some shit like she just blew the shit on shoes and clothes and some other shit like that. This bitch put it, put her mind to it and open up a damn business for 25 G's. That's good. So if that shit got off the ground and it was successful and it started making money and, the whole family got involved in it, that's going to be more money than the 25 that was given.
So the fact that you would give her the money and say, hey, this is for our son, not for you to open up a store that didn't work. That didn't, you didn't get any profit. The store went out of business, everything. So you saying that you feel like that's a good investment for you to have done that?
That would be a stain on the relationship. You're talking about a disaster situation, but
yeah, I am
thinking the opposite. Thinking the opposite. What if it was successful? What if all of y'all could quit y'all jobs and work at that store?
And what if it wasn't? That's 50-50 move, bro.
Exactly, but you got to take a risk, man. You got to take a risk.
I'd rather take my own risk.
I would have been pissed if she just blew the money, but she actually thought about it and actually opened up a store. I gotta commend her on that. I would have, that would have my frustration would have been cut drastically if I would have found that out. Of course, I wanted my son to have it and it to go to whatever he was trying to do, but she opened up a store and hopefully, that joint becomes successful and he can benefit from it just as much as that 25 G's would have benefited him.
But what if she would have took the 25,000 and blew it on herself and just like, oh, I got 5,000 left?
Oh, then it's time for divorce. You know what I'm saying? It's that simple. That's it, and that's all.
But that's the part I'm talking about as far as the compromise. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? If you're going to give that much money to someone, at least tell them ahead of time what they plan on doing. Like I said, it's a lot of compromise in relationships. They're not easy. You just got to be willing to be able to be a little bit, lenient and just have relationships aren't easy as it is.
Who's doing the compromising, though?
Both.
You think both people compromise 50-50?
In a relationship, they have to make it work. Yeah.
I don't think so. I think it's always one person doing more than another in a relationship, man. Always.
It depends on what it is.
Anything.
Nah, I disagree.
Yeah.
It depends on what it is.
Yeah, it's always going to be someone putting more effort forward than another. That's just how relationships work. So you have to see if you're doing the majority of the compromising, you got to ask yourself
It's
why.
always had to be one person putting more effort into it. It depends on who the person is. Are you talking about on the male side or the woman's side?
I'm talking about on both sides. If y'all in a relationship, it's going to be one person that's putting forth more effort than the other person, man. That's just how it works. So you have to decide for yourself, is the effort worth this relationship? Yeah, for me, it's not. You know what I'm saying? That's why I won't be doing that bullshit. I don't understand. I just don't understand this nonsense that dudes be going through in relationships, and they just keep going on with it, knowing that the shit is bad. They like deal with it all the time. It's just destroying their life, destroying their health, destroying their finances. They getting older faster, and I'm like, what is it? What is it in a relationship that you dig that you want to stay in? Is it just
it's being settled, man. They settled.
Oh well, yeah, it must be.
Once they feel in a settled situation, then they like, oh, okay, well, what am I leaving for? That's what it is.
Okay, yeah,
that's what it is. They settled.
That sounds like laziness.
It is
another word for it.
It absolutely is.
Yeah.
That's the only word you can come up with. That's the only word that's needed because that's how it is. They get lazy.
Yeah.
I gotta go cut the grass. Nah, I'll do it tomorrow.
What the hell is cutting the grass? Nah, man. I'm talking about dealing with your chick, man. If it's like you gotta put in all this excess effort and all that type of shit, man, it's like what is it all for? Especially at the end. Like, let's say y'all was married or a couple was married for like 25, 30 years and they get a divorce. Like, what was it all for? You know what I'm saying? If they had some children out of it, that would have been something. But
but it does happen.
Yeah, you might have had 5 good years and 20 bad ones. You know,
Yeah,
So,
I mean, but it does happen. Look at the dude used to own the Dodgers. Yeah.
I don't know who that is.
I can't remember his name, but him and his wife was married for close to 20 years, I think over 20, maybe 20, 23 years or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And he got a divorce and had to give his wife half, even though she didn't know shit about baseball. And
Yeah.
so he sold the team and had to give her like half of the.
Yeah, and then let's compound that. A lot of times you'll be in a situation that I didn't even notice about marriage until somebody that was married hit me to it. If you're married, I think it's over 18 or 20 years, you got to pay alimony to your wife for the rest of her life.
How about
if
you
she
got
does
pay,
not get married again?
How about you got to pay alimony to your wife even if she gets married again?
How is that possible?
I don't know because I know someone who does it.
Yeah, that's just fucking crazy.
Yeah.
So I mean, you risk all this financial loss, you risk all this heartbreak and all this type of shit, and at the end of the day, it's over and done.
That's why a lot of times
you could have been fucking 20-year-olds for the past 20 years.
That's why a lot of times it's interesting to me when let's take sports for instance for what I was gonna say. Take sports. When you talk about I forgot the word I was gonna say, but anyway, so when you hear like owners of sports teams and general managers talking about the marriage between the organization and the head coach didn't work or the general manager didn't work, I say to myself, like, why do y'all keep using the word marriage? Is it that deep? Is it that deep of a relationship that you have to use, or it has to be a great marriage together, or the marriage didn't work, so the one person didn't have to go? I'm like, I wish y'all would stop using that word because you could get fired as a head coach tomorrow. There's no divorce with that.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I don't know what that nonsense about.
I hear that word used so much when these coaches and shit get fired from their jobs. The marriage didn't work anymore. I'm like, he wasn't married. He worked for you. That's not like. A marriage ain't nobody working for me. I don't work for nobody in a marriage. No, it's a relationship. It's not the same fucking thing. I don't get it. Why do people keep doing that stupid shit? Stop saying the word marriage.
Yeah,
is it that deep?
I don't know about that analogy out of left field.
Yeah, I don't get it either. But I hear it all the time. I just don't get it. But anyway, it's just I don't know. It's just like you said. It's a lot of compromise with it.
Right. So basically, what you're saying to answer the listener's question is marriage is like a second job.
No, how is it a second job? You ain't get paid.
You gotta go in there. You gotta do your hours.
It's not a second job.
You know what I mean? Sometimes you do overtime.
It's about compromise. It's
get laid off.
It's about agreeing to disagree. You know, if y'all can come together and whatever issue or problem comes up, y'all can sit down or discuss it and communicate it out. You know. Those are like the key factors in having a successful marriage.
So what if you just completely disagree?
You're gonna always disagree.
No, I'm talking about on something serious. You completely disagree. When you know
that shit don't get settled.
People in marriages, when do they grow a pair? When it be like it's gonna be like this?
I don't know, bro.
Yeah. Somebody need to figure that out.
I don't know, cause
somebody need to figure that out for them dudes.
It's always going to be something in a marriage that a woman disagrees with her husband on. It's always going to be something in a marriage where a husband disagrees with his wife on. That's just
I'm not talking about where to put the napkins and shit.
No, I'm not talking about. I ain't talking
who should vacuum the floor.
I'm talking about
serious issues.
Yeah,
so you got to be like, we going in this direction.
Yeah, I mean, it's just going to have to be resolved at some point. Or it just lingers out there and it always becomes an issue. I ain't talking about where to put the napkins or somebody put my fork in the wrong fucking place.
Yeah, exactly. No, I'm talking about serious shit. Sometimes you just be like, look, we're gonna do it like this, and we're gonna go in this direction, and we're gonna see how it works. It could be wrong, but we're gonna take the risk to go in this direction. Somebody got to be like, it has to be that person, because I can't see people.
But see, again,
in a relationship,
I think what you're talking about more is an ego thing. Because if you're like, well, this is the direction I say we going in, and that's it. Nah, that's too much ego.
No,
you gotta be willing to listen to what her side is.
That has nothing to do with ego. I'm listening to her side. It's almost like this. Let's take finances for example, and let's just say you an accountant. You know, let's just put it out
I'm not
there.
an accountant.
Let's just say you're an accountant and you're married to someone that, I don't know, she does hair or some shit. And you know about numbers, you know about finances, and you want to invest in a certain thing, and she disagrees with you. Why is it that she even, first of all, why is she disagreeing with somebody that has the knowledge of this? She don't even have the type of in-depth knowledge that you do, and you want to go into this direction. That don't have anything to do with ego. I think that just has everything to do with intelligence. If you're talking to somebody, I'm hearing your side, but I'm saying that this can be better for us in the future. And you like, nah, I'm not with that. What the fuck is
But you
that?
have to be able to get her to see what your vision is.
I already told her.
Because
You know what I'm saying?
going into the situation, first of all, everyone is going to think that they're right. You know what I'm saying? That's first and foremost. So in order to stop, you have to find a way to get that person to stop thinking what they're thinking and start seeing what your vision or what your plan is for whatever the situation is. That's not hard. That's not easy to do. That's hard. Because like I said, everyone thinks that they're right. Everyone thinks that their idea is the best, and this is what they want to do with what they're thinking. I mean, that's logical. That's everyday shit.
Right. So basically what she's saying, what I just heard from that, is you have to listen to her stupidity and then come down to her level.
Why is her side stupid and not yours?
Because she has no knowledge of the situation. That's what I'm saying. It just doesn't make any sense to me that you even listen. And it's not one side. It could be on the other side. If you're in a relationship and your wife, your chick is an accountant, and she's saying, hey, I think we should invest in this, or I think we should go with this, or buy this mutual fund, and you're like, nah, I'm not with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck is that? You're going to have to be like, look, this is what we are going to do. This is what is going to be best for us in the future. If it don't work, then it don't fucking work.
Well,
but
again,
we took this route. You know what I'm saying? You could even put it on a time frame. You could be like, hey, we're going to invest in this 3 to 5 years. If we're not where we want to be, then we're going to do something else, or we're going to go with your idea, which she didn't have in the first place. She ain't got no fucking idea. She got no clue about what we're talking about. So it has to be, somebody has to step up. That's what I'm saying. Somebody has to step up and be like, look, this is how it's going to have to be.
Well, again, I think that comes back to the point of you really have to know the person you're with. Because that's very important, because people change within a marriage. They change. 5 years. If you can make it through that first 5 years, and then
see how you're putting the shit, it just don't sound good. If you can make it,
shit, dude. It's layers to that shit, dude. It's layers. It's not just. It's not like, oh, I do, she do, and it's like happily ever after. Nah, bruh. That's only the beginning. That's just like nothing. Ugh. It's layers. It's steps to this.
Sounds disgusting.
Like a catalog.
That shit sounds disgusting.
I mean, that's how it is, man. I mean, cause you gotta understand something. Where you all start in a marriage is not where you're gonna end. You're gonna go through different things in order to build. You know what I'm saying? If y'all start off, y'all got married, you in an apartment. 10 years later, you still in an apartment. Then what have you done? Where's the growth?
That's where we differ. I don't really give a fuck about that.
You should.
Why? We could be 10 years in an apartment if we happy.
Dude, as a black man, as black people, we need to be able to own something. We have to.
That's completely fine. That's two different subjects.
You're
jumping from the black community from marriage.
No. What I'm saying is you can't possibly be able to feel like you are a successful person if you're not able to grow with that person you're with. You know what I'm saying? It just comes with the territory. It's a natural thing. You can't just be like, oh, I'm happy in this apartment, and 10 years ago we were still here. In 10 years, I mean, nah, where's the building at? There's no building of the relationship.
That just sounds like building financially. I'm talking about when you're in a relationship.
That's building together.
Why can't you be happy with your chick in 10 years
but those
if
things
y'all both in the same
it.
place?
But those things come with being a part of being in the marriage. That's how it is. You have to be able to grow together and individually. And if you can't do that, then your marriage is not going anywhere.
Yeah, I mean, you can grow, but I just don't see like if that is one of your major goals, if that's going to cause the marriage to be bad.
Whether if it's in a relationship or individually, everyone needs to grow in life, period. You can't stay the same. You can't have the same ideas and thoughts you had 10 years ago.
Yeah, I mean, because to me, it doesn't exactly make sense to me in my mind. Because if you get married, let's say y'all just buy a big house together, and y'all married. What else are you gonna progress to?
You don't have to progress
you trying to buy a boat?
You've got to the point where you've succeeded in purchasing a big house.
Okay, you got a home.
That's an accomplishment that you've made in your life. Granted, it may be with someone, but you still accomplished it. That's what you want. Why would you at the same time, I think every child at some point want to do better than how they were growing up or how they were raised or where they grew up or where they were raised.
Not this generation.
Or whatever. You're right. Yeah. Not this generation, because look how bad it is now.
Yeah.
But I know for a fact that, like, I look at the house that I grew up in, I'm like, God damn, I grew up here. I can't even believe it. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm like, I'm happy, like, I was able to, buy a house or 2 or 3 or whatever, however many the fuck it was, and be able to, like, feel like I accomplished something with my life and I'm not stuck in the hood or the ghetto. And nah, man.
See, that sounds to me like a personal goal.
Huh?
That sounds to me like a personal goal.
It's not it can be a personal goal, but it's a better goal when you share it with someone. And that means that your marriage is to the point where, yes, we are being able to accomplish something together. So that's going to make things within a marriage better. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, see, the way I look at a relationship, man, I don't care what we have financially, as long as we're happy together, as long as we're doing it together. That's how I look at a relationship, whether it be with one woman or multiple. Because
but at the same time, for me, I just want some kind of sense of accomplishment. Like, what have I learned? What have I gained from this situation? That's just me. I mean,
let me ask you this.
I feel the same way, but that's just me.
Let me ask you this. Are memories to you better than financial goals or financial gain?
What's a memory? What does that mean?
Oh my God.
What's the definition of a memory?
All right, let me ask you a question. Let's say you and your wife were living in an apartment. And in order for you all to travel extensively, like around the world, around the country, do different things that you want to do with your life in terms of seeing stuff, visiting places, maybe talking to different people, having new experiences, you're going to have to stay in this apartment. Is that more important to you than just getting a house and just being there?
Then I wouldn't
and
be
then
doing
you can't do anything. You can't do anything.
Then I wouldn't be doing it. I mean, at some point, I'm the type of person, I don't like being around people. I don't want to be in an apartment. So if I got to wait, if I can't travel and do that shit, then and in order for me not to do it, I can buy a house, then I'm buying a house. Okay. I don't have to travel and do all that shit. For what? I mean, I'll travel when I can.
Yeah, see, I'm the complete opposite on that. I'd rather have the experiences with my woman, with my children, with my family and people around me, and I have those experiences in my life that I can look back on. You can look back on the photos, the pictures, and y'all can talk about the times that you had instead of just having this house and just being in it.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
Because
to me, a house don't make a home. You know what I mean? You got to make a home when you buy it.
Exactly. But the process of having a house is still being able to do those things as far as traveling and having a house. That's the accomplishment. That's the complete, ending to that process. You know what I'm saying? Still getting a house, still being able to travel and do what you want to do. That's what you want to accomplish within yourself and being with that person. That's what it is.
Yeah, but
you want to do all that traveling and seeing all these exotic places and come back home to an apartment and Leroy living across the hall. Hell nah.
It's not like, see, what the scenario I think you have is if you live in an apartment that you live in a bad one.
No, I'm not saying that, because apartments these days are really nice. I'm not saying that.
You're saying Leroy around the corner, you could be living in a luxury apartment, man. You could be living in a nice joint. You could be living in a 3-level apartment.
The cost of apartments these days in D.C., you should be living in a house. Period. Them joints is like $400,000-$500,000 in an apartment.
Yeah, definitely.
That's a house.
Yeah, that's two houses.
Why live there when I can live alone?
Some people want to live in the city, man.
Damn that. It ain't that much city in the world.
Some people want to live. They don't want to drive or anything. They just want to live in the city.
It ain't that much city in the world.
Take the metro,
especially DC.
Man. Some people is like that, dog.
You're right.
Yeah, they just don't. They don't want to have anything to do
like
with yard work or maintaining a home. They want to have somebody come in and fix their problem. They'll pay the what you call it, association fee and all
but
of
see,
that.
the thing for me is I feel more accomplished within myself knowing that I own a house or knowing that I own something. You know what I'm saying? Because I was never taught those things growing up. Those are things I had to learn as I grew up. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know about that. What you mean? Your folks had a house.
They didn't own it.
How you know that?
I know.
You know what I'm saying? How you know they didn't own it?
I know.
No.
Bruh, I know.
So they didn't teach you anything about purchasing a home?
Nothing. How can someone teach you something about purchasing if they never purchase anything?
Well, you just that makes my point that we were talking about. That sometimes you gotta just put your foot down, and if somebody doesn't know about this,
But I'm saying if the person that you're with, if your person that you're with, you in a relationship with them, is on the same wavelength thought process that you're on, saying to herself, yeah, we need to own something, and I'm going back like, yeah, we need to own something. Let's work towards that, and that's how you do it.
But
not
no.
if she's fine in an apartment and I want to live in a house, and the two of us going back and forth about that. Hell no.
That's what I'm saying. That makes a perfect analogy. If you was in a relationship and y'all was living in an apartment and you wanted to purchase a house, and she's like, nah.
No. And then I'm going to sit her down. I'm going to and you're absolutely right, because there's a lot of grown people who know nothing about that shit.
Yeah, exactly.
You absolutely right, because they have never been introduced to it. They have no knowledge of it. They have no understanding of what it takes.
So what would you do? That's what I'm saying.
You have to be able to communicate with that person and get them to understand.
And she's just saying no.
The value in owning something, dude.
She's saying no. She don't want to go that route.
There's no way we're gonna be able to continue this relationship.
I'm just saying, we gonna have to be like, look, we gonna get this home because it's best for both of us and the future family.
Before you even get married, those type of things need to be discussed.
But you're not going to get to all you like. People think
way
that
before then.
Just like when you're talking about there's relationships, there's layers to shit, man. People think that just because you get married, you know everything about your partner. That's not true.
No, it's not true.
More stuff happens over time.
It's not true.
And y'all may have talked about purchasing a house, but just because she wanted that fairy tale day, she wanted to feel like a princess for a day, she agreed. Oh yeah, I want to purchase a house. Oh yeah, I want kids. Oh yeah, I want this and that. And then when it actually comes down to it, you be like, this bitch don't know what the fuck she's talking about.
Just because you get married does not stop you from having your own agenda personally, period. And that's when the problems start. Mm-hmm. That's when the problems start. That's when the problems start. Regardless if you married or not, in the back of your mind is something you want to do for you. Anytime, any place you feel like doing it, you're going to do it. Regardless of what that person at home has to think, has to say about it, period. Mm-hmm. And what I'm saying is, you can't, if you want to have a successful marriage, you can't think like that. You got to be willing to give and compromise with every decision that you make. And it's just that simple. You can't be like, my money's my money. Or what I got is what I got. Don't touch my shit. Nah, bruh.
It's a lot of raggedy chicks out here that do that though, man. When you get
That's because they're trying to because in their eyes, the most important thing to them is keeping a fucking man. And they shouldn't think that way.
No,
they don't understand.
I'm not talking about keeping a man. I was just saying there's a lot of raggedy chicks out there that don't believe in that type of compromise that you were talking about.
But
they want to keep their own account.
Maybe they don't know it.
They want to buy their own shoes, and they want to fuck up their money on head and other shit. But they don't want to build anything at all, man. They want something for self.
But maybe they don't know it. Maybe they never learned it.
And so
if they've never had anyone in their life to teach them about those kind of things, they're never going to learn it.
And so why I got to be the one to come in and be Superman to teach this broad? She can't pick up a book.
If y'all got to be able to learn from each other.
She can't go on the internet and do something?
Like what? How's she going to get her hair done on the internet?
She can make an appointment off that joint. But nah, yeah, she can't go in there and Google that shit just like anybody else, man, that wants to learn about investment and improve their mind, man.
Can't always learn everything on Google or YouTube, man. Some things
actually, you fucking can.
Something.
You know what I'm saying? I don't think that there's a fucking topic on YouTube that you can't Google and learn shit on, man. That shit is like a living library right now.
Some things are just going to be life experiences, bro. It's just that simple. It's just a life
I just think it's people that don't want to learn, man. If you want to learn about something, you want to invest, you want something for yourself, man, It's easy to pick up your phone or a laptop and Google some shit, man, and get instant feedback. and start
Right.
learning on it, man.
You're right.
You know,
When I first learned about buying houses and the whole process and everything like that, that shit really intrigued me. I was like, wow, I did not know it was this kind of work and this kind of complication within buying a house. I had no idea. And I'm 24 years old. You know what I'm saying, at the time. So it was just a fascinating process for me to learn it and want to be like, wow, I'm like, if I can accomplish this in this much time, just imagine what I could have in the next 10 years. You know what I'm saying? That's just those, like I said, those kind of accomplishments that you want for yourself in your life. You got to feel like you accomplished something, whether you 20 or 40. I mean, have something that you want to work towards. That's why, I mean,
it's just the
you
bank
just
being
want to
assholes,
be
man.
born, live and die, and you don't feel like you had no kind of accomplishments or nothing. That's who does that.
Yeah, it's just the bank being assholes, man. It don't need to be that complicated. They just want to give you a financial enema, know every single thing that you're doing with your finances, so they can try to milk you as much money as for a down payment and anything else.
You're right.
Because really, they making money hand over fist on that house.
You're right. I was watching the interview Dame Dash did a couple years ago, and
oh God, I don't like when people bring this dude up.
I agree. I don't agree with everything he says, but he said a lot of stuff.
He's such an asshole.
He said a lot of things that were interesting in terms of the way he thinks, because he's like, you know, he people in his life, he tries to teach them how to be a boss. Why are you so fixated on working for other people? And I get that. Just because of the situation that he was in, I can understand his way of thinking, because he was always a boss. He was always in charge. He always
No, he was not. That shit is a bunch of lies.
Well,
you know what I'm saying? You have to have, I don't care how he grew up or whatever, you had to have some type of side job or something. You ain't just fall ass backwards in the money, man. Where did you get the money to accomplish the task that you had?
Money from to even start their record label. I know that. That's beside the point. The point is, once he got to that point, it's like, this is how I've always been. This is how I'm going to stay, and this is how I'm teaching my kids. You know what I'm saying? So he was like, if you ain't out here trying to work for yourself and do things for yourself, and not have to work for anyone, then what is your purpose in this world? You know what I'm saying? I totally understood what he said, and it made a lot of sense. But did I agree with everything? I'm like, nah. I'm like, dude, you just sound like a really bitter ass dude who just kind of just took what you had for granted. And then when it's taken from you, now you don't know what your exit plan is. You don't know what your plan B is, because you didn't have one. Yeah. You thought you was always going to have your man here and Jay-Z there, and you thought shit was going to be good forever, not knowing that at some point that shit was going to come to an end. That's what. And I don't even know, like,
what was his job? Like, what was he doing?
He ran Rockefeller.
That was his... I mean, but you had Jay-Z, so you got the musical talent. And then he not a producer, right? He don't produce no beats.
He was a businessman. He was.
Yeah. So what is he doing business wise?
I don't know.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But take Puffy for instance. Mm-hmm. Puffy was a businessman. He knew how to make. But
Puffy
money.
Puffy rapped.
He did.
Puffy promoted parties. That's tangible things.
But see, Puffy didn't produce on his own. He had people who produced for him on his team.
Right, but he also produced beats, man. He was executive producer on a lot of shit. That's what I'm talking about.
He didn't produce them. He didn't sit down at the board and make beats. No, people that worked for him did that.
Yeah, but he had the talent enough to do that.
No.
He had to find them and see that this
right,
beat.
That's what I'm saying, because he had the understanding of what he wanted and what the people who was signed to his label wanted. So he got the people in. He brought people in. Like, okay, you gonna be on my production team. This guy. Y'all work for me. Y'all on my production team. So if any artists want a beat, they coming to me. I want y'all in the studio working with them, producing a beat. He never sat down at the board and produced a beat. He never did that.
Yeah, but I'm saying, look at his success in terms of Dame Dash.
Right. I mean, yeah, but at the same time,
so he's doing tangible shit.
See, he thought outside of the box, and it was just like, I'm not just going to settle my loins on music. I need to do other things that's going to make me money. So hence the clothing line, hence the vodka, and all the other little things, and the beats or whatever else he's doing out there. So he was able to learn from that, the business side, and be able to grow and make money. Not everyone can do that. And that's what I'm saying. Dame Dash, he wasn't able to do that because everything that he had was locked into just the music.
Yeah, I don't know what he was doing. When they did the
separation, he went his way, Jay-Z went his way. He didn't know what to do in order to continue that growth. See, Jay-Z did because he was learning business. If you don't learn business and how to make money, it's because you got money. Doesn't mean you know how to make it. That's two different things.
I don't know what the hell he was doing.
No, he wasn't doing anything.
You know,
he did nothing. But I saw that and it was just kind of interesting. So. But like I said again, you got just in a relationship, you just gotta feel like you accomplishing something. I just don't know too many people that's gonna be married 10, 15 years that's in an apartment, that's still in an apartment that long. I don't get that.
And people do that shit all the time, man. Not everyone can afford a house, man. But it's about how you are in a relationship with your wife or your significant other, man. It's like, are y'all actually happy doing what you do, man? Just like back in the day when blacks migrated from the South, a lot of them couldn't afford houses. They were staying in the same places, but they had a happy, large family. That family was happy, it was fed, it was content. You had a lot of memories in the house, a lot of things that you could think about, people that you depended on and shit like that. You just didn't have a material item, and that's signaling your accomplishment. To me, your accomplishment is, did you put your kids through college? Did they learn anything? Was their childhood great? Shit like that. Those like that to me are accomplishments, man. If you just got one item, like, yeah, I understand that people want to own stuff, but to me, you don't have to in a relationship if you're happy. If that's making both of y'all happy, then y'all can move forward with that. You don't have to be like, oh, well, we got this house now, we got a townhouse now. If we ain't in a single family home in 5 years, then we ain't did shit. Oh yeah, we got this single family home now. If we ain't in a multi-level property in 5 years, then we ain't did shit. Nah, that don't. It's not the same to me, man.
No, I disagree. Yeah. Anyway, I guarantee people that's been married 10, 15 years are still in an apartment. They in that apartment because their credit fucked up.
Yeah, that's possible.
Yeah, that's why
that really to me doesn't have, even if both of them might be okay with that. You know what I'm saying? Why they are good with having fucked up credit.
Why think that way? Why not think about the future and where you're gonna be in a 5 to 10 year plan for yourself? Not even has nothing to do with the person you with. Why would you want to be in that situation in 5 to 10 years for you? Why are you just limiting yourself for a better life?
Why do unicorns have one horn, man? It's like, who cares? I don't know.
These are unicorns with the wings or without the wings.
Yeah, exactly. If you can't explain why people want to be in a certain situation that they're in. You can't explain that for everybody.
Life is hard enough, man. You got. I mean, that's just me. Life hard enough. You got one better for yourself, man. Because at any time, your life can end at any time, at any moment. Period, bruh. Bullets don't have names. They just shoot.
Yeah, but again,
you know what I'm saying?
I said, you equating that
tragic thing can happen to you at any time, and your life can be over just like that.
Right, but you're equating that with a material item.
No, I'm not. I'm
equating
that to wanting to feel like you've accomplished something in your life while you're here. That's
right, but instead of a personal relationship, it's like, okay, y'all have this home, but if you don't have no memories inside the home, then what is it for?
Well, I mean, you can have memories are created every day. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't have to be
not special ones. Not just coming home and shit, coming home from work, turning on the TV, farting in the chair and watching TV. That shit ain't special.
That's a great memory.
You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody remembering that. What the kids gonna remember is like, oh yeah, remember that time we went to Kings Dominion, or remember that time we had the family cookout, shit like that. That's the type of shit that's gonna make an impression on people.
You can do those
not
things
the everyday
anytime.
Shit that's just gonna go by like it's not even there.
You can do those things anytime you feel like it. Have a cookout with the summertime or kids over, and once you have kids, you raise them, they become adults, and they got their own stuff going on, and then it's time to get your life back. Because a big part of your life stops because you have kids, and people don't even realize that.
I disagree completely.
Yes, it does.
No,
yes, it does.
No, your life does not stop at all.
It stops.
I don't know what you're doing with your life where it has to stop. No, you just do stuff for your children.
And I mean, it stops in terms of you wanting to do things that you want to do.
Like what? What can't you do with a child?
Exercise.
Why can't you exercise if you got a kid?
How? You gotta take them with you.
No, you could get a babysitter. Aren't y'all married?
Man,
Aren't y'all married?
Man, that ain't the easiest thing in the world. What if the woman you married to got something going on and you can't go? Then what?
What is that? 1 day a week? It's
No,
like,
it can be
and I
as
mean,
many
if
times you want a week.
and if you
Kids
can't, if you
gotta
can't go to the
You
gym,
got to do homework.
why can't you have a home
gotta
gym?
take baths. Got to eat dinner. You know, come on. That's like everyday life with kids.
that's what everyone has to do. Everyone has to
that's what I'm
eat and
saying.
take
So
a bath.
when do you have time? When do you have a chance to do something that you want to do, knowing that you got to do all those other things for the kids? That's not.
You only
every day.
brought up one thing in exercise, man. You can do
Anything
anything
that
you
wanna
want.
do.
You can do
Anything.
anything that you want to do if you have a child, man.
A child. I said kids.
Yeah, even if you have kids, plural.
Nah.
You know, you just gotta
I disagree.
you know, make time for it.
When the kids got to be taken care of first.
The kid's gonna get taken care of, man.
How? Who?
Like if you want to do something, let's say you in a marriage or whatever, or in a relationship, and y'all have 3 kids or some shit like that, and you want to do something, you'll say we're gonna do what we want to do on this day, and you plan for it. You
With
can be
the
like
kids?
you can be like on Wednesday night, we're gonna get a babysitter and we're gonna do A, B, and C.
What about Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday? What about the rest of those days when you want to do something and you can't because
You
got
have to
kids?
plan for it. What
That's
are
what I'm saying.
you
That's what I'm
doing?
saying. You
What are
gotta
you doing
plan
on
it.
those days?
You got to plan.
You working anyway. What are you doing on those days?
In the evenings, that's what I'm saying. You plan it regardless. So you can't just up and just go do what you want to do. You
In
can't
the
do that.
evening, the kids is not gonna even really be around you.
Dude,
They're gonna be playing, they're gonna be doing their own
It's
thing.
homework, it's dinner, it's baths, it's bedtime, and then by the time you even get settled and rested from doing all that shit, it's like 10:30. Yes, it is.
Nah, y'all, that's to me, that's just poor planning, man.
No,
You
it's
gotta
not,
you
man.
gotta be able to do stuff even if you
No,
have
it's not,
kids and
man.
live your own
That's
life,
everyday
travel,
life. That's
all that
everyday
type of
life
stuff
for
that you
people
could
with
do,
kids
man.
in a family. That's
Yeah,
everyday life.
but they not doing what they supposed to do with their time. That's it. They just coming home and being like, oh yeah, I'm with the kids, and or really they not even with the kids. They just come home and basically just watching them, you know, basically watching them from getting killed and shit. Oh, don't turn on the stove. And then they back to the TV
See?
or some shit like that. Oh, watch, don't fall down the
It's not-
steps
it's not
again.
that simple.
You all right? Don't fall asleep. You got a
Oh.
concussion? That's all they doing, man.
Is that David?
They not doing
all,
a whole
all
lot.
those
man.
kind of things are a part of the family and the relationship process. Period.
Yeah, and like I said, if you want to do something as adults, y'all just have to plan and put y'all time as a priority, man. Especially if y'all, you know,
You
want to
really don't
continue
have much
having
time
fun with
for
your
it.
life, man.
You really don't have much time for a lot of,
Whatever.
You don't, man.
Got
You
enough
don't.
time for
Just
all of
time
that,
just-
man. That's how more kids get made. You got plenty of time.
Yeah, you right about that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean that's
Yeah.
just. I mean, I hope I was able to answer your question, whoever you are. And I think we.
Yeah, he gave some long, convoluted ass answer. I don't know if it made any
Well,
sense to you.
regardless of the fact, shit.
You know, basically it's like, oh God, it compromises, try to help, and blah blah blah.
It
Sounds
is.
boring.
It can
You
be
know
as
what I'm
boring
saying?
as it is, but
That shit's
if you
boring.
gonna get married to somebody, you gotta make sure you know who that person is.
No,
Yes, you do.
no,
Otherwise,
you
it's gonna
could
be
try
some
to
shit.
make sure you know, but that's why divorce is here. People
Yeah,
find
it's
out
not
that's
that
not the
easy.
actual person
It's not
that it
easy
is
to
that
get
they
divorced.
married.
It's not that easy to get divorced, dog.
What you mean not that easy?
It's not that easy to get divorced if two people have not agreed to a divorce. If it's only one person like, hey, I want a divorce, I'm like, okay, get a divorce.
Yeah,
ahead.
irreconcilable.
Go
You
ahead.
know what I'm saying? I'm out.
It's just not that easy.
You know?
It takes
And then they just changed the law in Maryland. I think the Maryland law, like you're supposed to be separated for a year. I think they took that shit off the
who
books.
does
didn't they?
that?
What you mean? That's what it used to be.
Separated as far as like not living together, like not living in the same house. Who does that?
Yeah, separated, not
Yeah,
living
that's
together.
not gonna happen.
Yeah.
A person can feel like they separate all they want. They can still be living in this motherfucker.
Oh, so you just staying married?
Huh?
You just staying married.
That's what people
regardless.
do.
You know
People
what I'm
just
saying?
stay married just because.
Yeah,
it
I'm
has
just-
nothing to do
I'm
with
just here.
relationship. They just stay married.
Yeah, that's disgusting.
Oh, you married? Yeah. You live there? No. But I come there every time I want. Nah, man, get the fuck out of here. Who's that?
Yeah, who wants to be legally bound to a person that don't want to be? with you no more?
People do it
Yeah.
just because. No, you're not gonna have a better life without me. No, you're gonna stay in this shit.
That is fucking spiteful.
Yeah, you right. And that's what it goes back to my original point. You gotta know the person that you're with.
Yeah, but you, like you said, you get to try to get to know them, but that doesn't mean that you're not gonna find some shit out that you didn't know about them once you get married. man.
I think for the most part, people get married for the wrong reasons. Because I heard people don't get married for love no more, which is absolutely stupid as fuck.
Yeah.
But they do it. Oh, we get married for convenience. What's the convenience? What does that mean?
A lot of
what's the
cultures, man.
convenience? Because he got a car and you don't. What's the convenience?
I actually think that's that might be a Western thing. I'm not sure, but a lot of cultures don't get married for love, man. They get married for like power couples. You know what I'm saying? Like if this person comes from this certain family and this person comes from this certain family,
you mean
this
an agreement?
No, like a power couple, like an arranged marriage. You know,
that's what I'm saying, an agreement.
All type of things, man. But it's not necessarily love.
Like you're not gonna arrange for me to be married to nobody.
Like the dude from Coming to America. You know what I'm saying?
The Prince of King.
Yeah, no, the other one, his father.
Yeah, he tried to arrange his marriage when
he had an arranged marriage. He did the same thing for Akeem. He had an arranged marriage before that. You know, because they made a power couple, and I guess they just grew to love each other. But a whole lot of other cultures do that.
The girl that was supposed to marry Prince Akeem was born knowing that she was going to marry him at a certain age. So she was raised to do.
She was raised properly and perfectly.
No, she was
That's
raised.
Exactly
to do
how a wife is supposed
said.
to be.
Oh Lord,
you know what I'm saying? She was raised just like a woman's supposed to be.
So you come home from work. And the wife is standing in the doorway.
That says,
honey,
whatever
honey,
you like. Exactly. That's what I want to fucking see.
And you pretty much like barking like a dog. And you go ahead and eat dinner. She gonna be at the door barking like a dog. And you watch the TV.
Yep.
Shut up, bitch.
No, you gotta do all that. You ain't gotta
do the same thing.
No, he just tested her. He just tested her as comic relief on that joint.
Jump up and down.
But she was like, I'll do whatever you like.
Bark like a dog.
You know what I'm saying?
A small dog. Nah, dude ain't nah, dude. Come on, bro.
And first of all, your chick not gonna do that in sex. It's like you don't want to put a leash around her neck and be like, look, purr like a kitten. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm not doing that. You just want to be regular missionary your whole life? You want to do nothing different? Get the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? Get the fuck out of it.
You funny, dude.
Nah, that's just normal life, bruh.
That's not normal life. That's your normal life. That's not normal life.
Like normal life.
No, it's not, man. What is this
going
shit
through shit like that?
What the fuck is this shit you watching? Anyway.
We're not watching anything.
I see.
This is a fucking. It's called a screensaver. It just comes on the TV, man. It just shows different shit about different shows, man. You know.
Anyway, yeah. So that's basically how the question is going to be answered.
So let me ask you this though: you in a relationship, and when you met your significant other, they had long hair, and they cut their hair short, like a ball cut, and they just want to stick with that. How would you feel about it?
I wouldn't care.
So when she you rubbing on her, so when you rubbing on her hair, you feel the stubble.
Stubble? What
yeah,
stubble?
Exactly. The stubble.
Oh, stubble for my number one?
No, I'm talking about stubble on her fucking head. You know, like when they cut you and they shape you up. You know what I mean? You're going to be all right with that.
I mean,
what if she start wanting to wear your hats?
I would prefer a woman wearing her normal hair than a bunch of weave all the time. Or wigs. No, I'm just not with that. I'm not with the weave game. Okay? I just like natural shit. Just be natural.
So what if she start wanting to wear your hats?
My hat. I don't wear hats.
Yeah, she want like a fitted.
If she can find a hat that I own, then good luck. Because I don't have any.
She wants to start wearing like fitted joints.
Nah.
You know what I'm saying?
She's not gonna go to those stores, the lids.
Yeah,
fitted.
Yeah, like give me a 7.5.
Nah, absolutely not.
Like that.
Don't come in my house with no fucking.
Like my head cold.
Nah, well, get a hood.
Yeah, man.
If they want, I mean, I think women with short hair, short ball joints is attractive. I like it.
Oh yeah.
Depending on who's on. Not like that Braxton girl. She's just doing it for attention. But I mean, I've read.
You love her. That's your number one.
She whack as fuck. They're all whack. No, I don't. They're all whack.
So what if your significant other start to get into girls?
Get into girls how? What do you mean?
Get into girls.
We're married and she's getting into girls?
Yeah, she like, I want to bring a girl home.
What would I do?
Yeah. How would you feel about it?
It's like Jerry Seinfeld, man.
I don't know. I don't know why you coming with these 50-year-old references, man. Nobody knows what you're talking about in the new millennium, man. Break it down, bro.
Down with the bananas.
Jesus Christ. You know what I'm saying? Explain what you're talking about, man. Nobody knows.
I mean, why would she just all of a sudden do that and not tell me first? That just don't make no
What
sense.
you mean all of a sudden do it? I mean,
Why would
it's
you all
just
of a
gonna be a
sudden
part
just
of
bring
like how you saying you get into a relationship and
Why
it's
would you just-
layers
why
over
would
time.
You just all of a sudden bring a girl home and not discuss it with me
I
first?
said she wanted to bring a girl home. She didn't bring her home. She wanted to bring a girl
She talked
home.
about it with me first?
No, she didn't talk about it with y'all. Y'all having a conversation now. It's current times, real time. She's like, look, I want to bring a chick home. What is your response?
And I would be like, well, what do you mean bring a girl home? For what
Oh
purpose?
my fucking.
What's he going to do? Help you cook? I mean, what's he going to be doing?
Oh my God. Oh. I can't.
Yeah, you got to have a purpose.
Do
for
y'all,
it, yeah.
all the single dudes out here that are hearing this, do you hear this?
Hear what?
Do you hear what I have to go through?
You hear
know
what
I'm
I
saying?
got to go through?
Do you hear what I have to go
You
through?
hear
with
what I
this?
got to go through? With you?
I don't
Are you
I don't
serious?
understand. Oh man.
Like define bring home. Like what are you talking about?
Oh my God. I don't care if she was bringing that bitch home to sweep the floor.
Okay, well, say that.
You
I'm
should
bringing
be
the bitch
okay
home to
with
sweep the floor.
whoever. You should be okay with any time that she wants to bring another chick in the house.
What does she look like?
Anytime.
What does she look like? Can I see a picture? Can I? You got a visual? Can I get a visual first?
Of course, she not gonna bring home a chick that she not attracted to.
I mean, I don't know how I would feel about that. I mean, you got my children, my babies there, and everything. I don't know
Hold
how I
up,
would
hold
feel
up.
about
Wait a
that.
minute. Wait a minute. Oh my God. Are you talking about bringing her home to meet the family? Like y'all going to sit down and have a dinner with her?
My kid's gonna be at the house. I mean, what's? I mean, I don't understand the soliloquy of this question. Man.
Jesus Christ.
I don't understand all that. I mean, gotta clarify exactly.
I don't
what it is
know.
you're talking
I don't know
about,
what's
homie.
going on with these married dudes out here, man. I really don't.
You gotta break down the process of elimination of this topic here. I don't like bring it home to do exactly do what? Is it a sexual thing? Is it we gonna be watching a movie, playing cards, or what we doing? Smoking? What?
Let's just say you don't know what it is. She just said she's gonna bring a girl home tonight.
I would probably say I will believe it when I see it.
That's what you would say.
That's what I would say.
Well, what happened to the family and all that type of stuff? Y'all meeting and having a
Because I
party.
don't believe that shit. I would say I'll believe it when I see it. You bring a girl home, I'll believe it when I see it.
And she does.
Okay, she just does.
Like, what you want to do? Like meet
Like,
everybody?
what's
or some
going
shit?
on? Like, I mean, what's popping? What's going on with it? What's up with it?
Oh my God. Okay.
I'm not just
I
gonna
can see-
feed into.
I
I'm
can
just
see
not
right
gonna
now.
feed into any kind of situation. I'm like, no. I want to see what the deal is first. What's up?
I can see right now this topic is just completely over your head. You know what I'm saying? It's just totally and completely over your
I
head.
mean,
with
come
that
on.
one. Nah.
I'm a normal, law-abiding citizen, man.
What the hell does that have to do with anything?
I want to find out what's going on, man.
Law-abiding citizen.
Yeah, man.
Jesus.
Law-abiding citizen, man. I mean, I'm a black African American man out here struggling in this cruel world, man. I want to know what's popping first.
Don't use my phrases.
That's not your phrase.
Don't
It's my
use
phrase.
my phrases.
That's my phrase. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's a cruel world out here, man. I gotta see what's going on with it.
Definitely not.
Tell me what's going on first.
All right, well, this is completely over your head, so we're going
How's
to
it over my head? How's it over my head? I
go.
asked the question.
What else is on the agenda?
Nothing. That's it. The agenda is
You know what I'm
over.
saying? No, it's
We about
some
to
more,
end this show
it's
right
some more
now.
stuff on the agenda we got to talk about.
We're gonna save it for another show.
What's on that? Because you know what I'm
We
saying?
appreciate y'all leaving
You
y'all
know.
comments on the Hangout. Appreciate it. Appreciate all the listeners. Hey, look, go out there and download this show. Even if you don't keep it downloaded on your tablet or your phone, whatever, go out there and download that show. We need the downloads. The numbers are looking great right now, but we need some more. Man, make sure y'all listen to the show and support us, man. Come on, man. It's hard
Good.
enough out here for black people.
Look, I
You
ain't
know what
worried
I'm
about
saying?
any of that.
When
Anyway,
y'all listen to the show. We appreciate it. Don't listen to him.
nah, I'm not worried about none of that. Anyway, we're going to, if we have another show on this topic, I'm going to have to break it down and define what bringing home a chick is for a dude. But anyway, you know who it is. It's the Re-Educator Dante Moore. You can always reach me at my website, thereeducation.com. You can always hit me at the Re-Educator at yahoo.com on my email address, and I could train the feeble-minded. And this book is in the The Re-Education of the Female in all bookstores, and you can download it on Amazon and get your book club and all of that.
When the new book coming out, man?
I'm gonna have to see, man. I'm probably gonna have to file a lawsuit on this editor.
Oh, wow.
What I'm saying? That story that I told you about.
Like 3 years right there.
Nah, it ain't gonna be that long. Definitely not. But nah, that don't have anything with the book coming out, but most likely it's gonna be sometime next year.
All right, man.
Yep.
Well, as always, y'all can follow me on Instagram at RayAnthonyLive and leave the emails, RayAnthonyLive@gmail.com. Any questions, comments, concerns y'all got, man, leave it out there, man. We address it on the show, man.
Yeah, leave it to him.
You know,
what's your email address so they can email you?
RayAnthonyLive@gmail.com.
Yeah, leave it to him.
Leave it all out there, man. I'll read it and we'll discuss it on the show, man. Give y'all a little shout out, whatever. That's about it. But that's all y'all.
Whatever.
All right, man. We'll see y'all when we see ya. Peace.
Later.